Hello, Joshua P. Warren here, and I'm going to show you the simplest, easiest way to use your wishing machine and get results, okay? Doesn't matter what you're wishing for. This, of course, is what the basic wishing machine looks like, but it doesn't matter if your box looks a little different, and it doesn't matter what you're wishing for, you use it the same way. Because keep in mind, we've now been experimenting with this for years. And after getting so much feedback from around the world, it's not even any longer necessary for Dr. Mulder to even call you because these machines are upgraded, they're updated, they work for practically anything that you could imagine. And of course, he will send you an email after you order, so you can correspond via email. And we find it's a lot better if things are done in writing anyway. But don't expect a phone call, it's not necessary. And it doesn't matter, again, if your machine looks exactly like this or a little bit different, you're going to use it the same way. So now I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know to get started, okay? The first thing you have to do is figure out what you want to wish for, and you need to be specific. It doesn't matter what you want if you're looking for more money or health or relationships or happiness. You have to figure out what it is that you want to see manifest. The next thing you want to do is represent that as clearly as possible so that you can put a representation on this, the input plate. That's the metal plate. So let's say, for example, I'm going to go to the casino and I want to increase my chances of winning money. Well, the first thing that I would do personally is I would want to represent myself because I think you always should represent what you want in three parts: yourself, the object that you want to change, and the change that you want to occur. Those are the three components. So I'm going to represent myself with my business card. My business card just so happens to have a photograph of me on it, and I also signed it, so that makes it even more personalized. Anytime you have a picture of yourself, that's a good way of representing yourself. If you want to sign your name on a piece of paper, that works. Or if you want to take a hair out of your head and tape that to a piece of paper, that works fine as well. So that represents you. That's component number one. Component number two, I want to represent the subject that I'm trying to tackle here. In this case, it's a casino. Well, you could maybe use some piece of advertising from the casino or a ticket stub. In this case, this is my player's card from the casino. So this is what I'm going to use to represent the casino. And the third thing, well, what do I want to happen? I want to win some money, right? So I'm going to represent that with just a $20 bill. So simple enough. Here are my three things: my business card that has my picture and my signature, a card that represents the casino, and $20. So I'm going to lay all three of these together just like that. That represents my wish. So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it on top of the metal plate. So whatever it is that represents your wish goes on top of the metal plate and it stays there. Now I'm going to remove it for a second just so I can show you what you do next. But ordinarily this box would be laying down in front of you and you'd be sitting there operating it at a table. So as you have this on front of you on the table, you would have your representations on the input plate. And then you take one of your hands. I'm right-handed, so I use my right hand. And you start stroking the plastic plate. This is the output plate. And as you do that, you take your other hand, in my case, my left hand, and you start slowly turning the first knob all the way from left to right. Now, when you're stroking this plate, as you turn the knob, the plate is made of plastic, so it's going to feel slick. But at some point, it will almost feel like the plate becomes a little sticky. It's very similar to the sensation of licking your finger. If you lick your finger, it suddenly feels sticky. That's what it feels like. Who knows why that happens? There are a lot of theories as to what happens. But anyway, you turn this knob with one hand as you stroke the stick plate with the other. And when you feel that stick, you leave that knob in the position it was in at the time the stick occurred. And then you move on to the second knob. And you do the same thing. You stroke this plate with one hand while you turn the dial. And when you feel the stick, you leave it right there. And you continue doing that with all of the knobs. In this case, I have 9 knobs in this machine, so you do it with all 9 of the knobs, and then you're done. That's it. It's called direct tuning. You can now leave the samples on the plate and just put the box away in a nice quiet place where it will not be disturbed. That's how easy it is. And now, of course, you can leave the box there till your wish comes true. When you're ready to wish for something else, you just take the box, you turn all the knobs back to 0, and you do the same thing. You can only wish for one thing at one time on one box. So you can't have 2 or 3 different wishes going, because while your wish is in progress, your sample must stay here on the input plate the whole time. So one wish at one time on one box. Some people buy 2 or 3 boxes because they want to have 2 or 3 wishes going simultaneously. But that's essentially it. That's how you use a wishing machine in the easiest way, the direct tuning method. Now, there are other ways you can use it for other purposes. And we have many, many hours of instructional content for you. Live webinars that I have done, as well as hours of radio interviews and other written material available for you, all for free anytime if you just go to wishingmachineproject.com. wishingmachineproject.com. Especially if you go there and you click the news section, you'll find all those videos and all that content. If you still are having problems, you can always email us. Our email address is there on the site, and Dr. Mulder's team will respond to you through email as soon as possible. So have fun, and I can't wait to hear about your good luck.